Hello, I'm IBX Toycat and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today I'm going to be showing something a little different and hopefully very interesting because I'm going to be showing you my top 5 favourite mods that are currently out for Minecraft Xbox right now to download. So your immediate response to that might be, whoa Toycat, I think you're taking a bit too much medication because there aren't actually mods available for Minecraft Xbox. And that is technically true, but also technically not true at the same time. And what do I mean by that? There is no, mods that allow you to alter the game files themselves. You can't add new biomes in there, add new mobs, all these crazy things. But there are mods which allow you to access stuff already in the game, but not really properly there, and modify your save data and your world to do lots of crazy stuff that shouldn't be possible without it. So one of these examples, to give you a crazy one, is a rocket ship, which actually takes you up to the max layer. And there's lots of really cool stuff like this, which I'm going to be showing you in this video. So please do like it if you do like it. It would help out the channel a lot, and it lets me know that you do like it. And yeah, it's just a great thing to do in general, and also sends the message that like to 4J, that people want to see mods. They're a cool thing. They really expand the game, and that's always a great thing to send. But let's get straight into the very first mod, which is going to be my 5th favorite mod currently available, and that is going to have to be the rocket ship. So we're actually going to have to jump into creative for this to work, and let's go there right now. Okay, so we are here now with the rocket ship, and basically you might see this is actually just formed up entirely of like minecarts of chests and blocks, but that's to give it the rocket look on the outside. You can see it slowly spawns in because of the way the map is actually built. But basically, you want to sit inside this, and then once you're inside, you want to spam this button quite a few times with your fist. So we can't actually see it because all the orange block is in the way. But as you can see here, eventually the arrows will be fired into it, and one of them will hit them in just the right way. And it will cause liftoff like this. So you can see it does actually look like it's a rocket here because of all the thing there. And this is just the coolest thing in the world. We're actually, okay, now we've the rocket's gone off, so we're going to start going down. It's so very cool in my opinion, just flying a rocket into space. And this is just a mod you can do by like combining loads of minecarts into the same blocks, joining them up with silverfish, and then having this thing at the top. Very, very cool. If you've ever wanted to jump in a rocket ship and fly to space, there is a mod that apparently lets you do that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, let's move on to the 4th favorite mob, shall we? Just look at it, it's so ridiculous. But yeah, moving on to the next one. So whenever the question of mods comes up, number 4 on this list is one that's always going to come to the question, and I've made so many videos because of just how cool it is: the zombie horse and the skeleton horse. So these are things that are technically in the game files for the PC, but even there, they're not properly accessed. And on the console, by using some weird modding files, what you can actually do is get these mobs in your world. And they are just, horses, but you can ride them and they have slightly different stats. I do actually have modded horses here with super speed, but the actual base horse themselves, which is what we're talking about, is the really cool thing because they're just amazing to look at. Like, look at the skeleton horse here, look at the zombie horse, and what's even cooler than just the fact that they exist in the game is that every texture pack has actually retextured the horse in a different way. So you can see here, this horse is like this really cool thing there, and that's the skeleton horse has changed since the default one. And yeah, they retextured these horses for every single texture pack, which means this is a mod which can give a significant bonus to any world, because it's like, this is a once unique thing that doesn't, ruin the game, doesn't like ruin any part of it. It's just a really, really cool thing to add to the world, and that's what the zombie horse and the skeleton horse are. Cool mobs that you shouldn't have access to, but you can. The only reason they're not higher up on the list is because even they add so much, they are something that is reasonably easy to get on the PC, and I think they will become a full feature later. But yeah, zombie horse, skeleton horse, 2 awesome mob variations that I hope will come to the game later on in the future for just regular players. But let's move on to number 3, shall we? So my 3rd favourite mod is actually going to come from a map that I've made myself, which is Lucky Block Skywars. So the mod itself, and again, all these download links plus all the creators will be in the description, but the actual mod itself was made by Dacon Black Rose there, and basically what it allows you to do is have multiple items hidden inside one block. So the way this works is you make the item frames face inside the block. It's slightly crazy the way it actually works, but basically when you break the block, which can be done with your fist or with pickaxe, of course your fist will take some longer time, you have a small chance of killing each of those items. So you can get 0 items sometimes, but it also means you can get up to 5 or 6 items per block. So in a Skywars, for instance, you can use this to say, like, people can get armor, sometimes they'll get swords, sometimes they'll get a bow and arrow. It's just a cool way to give, everyone something slightly different, and it makes every game different. Like in a Hunger Games, for instance, so you can see we got boots and a bow and an iron sword, which is just a really cool thing. And then you can have like each lucky block be different things. So the center ones, for instance, in my Lucky Block Skywars, what they actually have on them is they have a cool little, bonus to them, which basically means that, they have really cool things inside. So you could get ender pearls, you could get diamond sword, you could get diamond armor, which is a nice little bonus for going to the middle. So yeah, you can, the Lucky Blocks are a really cool, version of a PC mod. Of course, they're not quite the same, they don't have quite the same number of things in them, but they are still a cool way to make, essentially chests, but with randomization in there. Because if you play Hunger Games, whoever knows where, what's inside what chest will win, but with Lucky Blocks, it's all about, more about the skill, getting as many as you can, rather than finding the right ones, and that's what I like about Lucky Block. That's why I made the map, and that's why I think it's the third coolest mod. There's still a few things that need to be done, because right now it looks kind of ugly, but besides that, it's a really cool mod that can be added to any world that it just kind of adds to any other world, and that's what makes it so great. So let's move on to number 2, shall we? So my second favorite mod that you can currently download for Minecraft Xbox is going to have to be dog chests, and this isn't just because of how entirely ridiculous they look, but it's because they're actually a really practical thing that has the combination of being entirely hilarious. So what is the dog chest? The dog chest is the dog mob combined with a Minecraft chest. The reason you want to do this is because it essentially means you get all the benefit of a dog. They will still defend you if you're attacked, but you also get all the benefit of a portable chest, because once you tame them, which we'll do just now, you can either have them sat down, so they can just be a chest that sits there. You can, dump in your oak sapling, for instance, or what you can actually do is if we lift them up right here, as well as this dog, you can have chests which will follow you around. So if you're going into a cave somewhere where you don't want to ride a donkey or something, but you want to have dogs, they will actually teleport around with you, which is just amazingly cool in my opinion. So yeah, that's what you can do here. You can have chests which follow you around, and it's just the most amazing thing because of how hilarious it is, and it is also practical, because if you wanted to, combine this with like a mod which would work inside the, the survival, then it's a cool way to have a chest which follows you. And this is one I could totally see work its way into some like official mod when mods do eventually come to the console. So yeah, dog chests, hilarious, brilliant, and great. And they work as regular chests too if you just sit them down. So yeah, before we go on to number 1, I want to quickly do an honorable mention, which we'll go to now. Okay, so an honorable mention that I wanted to include, which, by the way, the dog chests have even followed me here. The honorable mention I wanted to include was basically the ability to have future features by using mods. So basically, with inventory editors, what you can do is you can work out like which items are in the game but can't be accessed, and this includes lots of items that they've put in the game which aren't actually ready just yet. And this means that you can see what's almost definitely coming in the future because they've already worked on it, and it's just a cool thing in that regard. So it doesn't really officially count as a mod because it's just like a look into the future, but it is still really cool because everybody wants to know what's coming next, and having like concrete proof that something's in the game is just a cool thing in that regard. So the one I'm going to show off in particular is going to have to be stained glass and command blocks. So as you can see, even though these blocks shouldn't be coming in the game until the next update, 1.7, they are in the game right here, and they are working in almost every way. The only way they're not working is that, like, in my hand right there, it doesn't look like stained glass, but in my inventory, it does look like stained glass. It even has the tooltip to say, crafted from glass and dye, and then we have the, stained glass panes, which have the exact same thing. It's really cool in that regard. And then, as well as the stained glass and the stained glass panes, which we have just here, and which look very, very, very funky and cool in my opinion. We also have the command blocks. So again, this is one where it's like they put it into the game, but they didn't properly work on it. And it kind of hints as to what's coming in the future. So you can't actually use the command block. It doesn't really do anything. If you left trigger on it, just nothing happens. But it still does have the tooltip, which says that use to execute commands. And it is still a physical block, which does exist in the game. And that's a really cool thing. So being able to see things that are coming in the future, very cool mod functionality, even though they're really future features, not mod features. I figured it was definitely worth an honorable mention. But let's go on to number 1, shall we? What is my favorite mod that you can currently get? Okay, so my favorite mod that you can currently get in Minecraft Xbox is going to have to be one that is kind of like a broad category of mods, because it is an item modification. This is where you can alter like the values on all the items, which gives them like super strength, super speed, super like field of view changes, and it means you can do some really cool things. So for instance, on a sword, you can use it to give yourself all of the enchantments possible all at once. You can see it's ridiculous, it covers the entire screen, and it gives you an infinite amount of attack damage, which means if you kill something, it insta-kills it so hard like that. And you can see, because this actually has looting everything, I'm going to get like 2.5 stacks of raw pork right there, which is, cooked pork right there, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You can also put this sort of stuff on bows, so like, even at a distance, with like the shortest bow pull, you can just obliterate enemies and make them disappear. That's just a really cool thing, and yeah, that's why this mod is going to be my favorite, because you can do it to any any weapon, any armor, any piece of weaponry. You can do it to anything. And as you can see, we've also used it to actually get ourselves 64 bows and 64 swords in one stack. And yeah, if we put this armor on, now we're entirely resistant to all damage besides full damage. And if we put these boots on, You probably already saw it, but this will actually give me like a massive speed boost. It's actually going to like give me a roughly 5 times more speed than I had before, which means that I can go at just entirely ridiculous speeds. Look at this sprinting speed. Even if I crouch, look at this crouching speed. This is faster than normal people can walk, but I'm actually doing this in crouch mode, which is just entirely ridiculous. So yeah, also you can combine this with flying and just go so insanely ludicrously fast. And yeah, that's what this is all about. So many there's so many different things you can do to items to give you so many crazy abilities, and it's just really cool because there's so many different things you can do with it. You can use it to get stacks of pork every time you kill something. You can use it to go at super speeds, or if you take off these boots, we can also use it on a stick and give ourselves super low speed, because basically you might have noticed while we had those boots on, our field of view was massively altered. We can do the opposite and gives ourselves a really small field of view, which means that we can actually see stuff way up close. So this is like a way of zooming into stuff. We can see that pig is really close there. We can see the tree has a piece of birchwood over there. And yeah, you can see there's a bit of ice there. And you can just see so many cool things by zooming in. So yeah, item mods are probably my favorite mod because there's so many cool things you can do. And yeah, that's a really pretty cool compelling argument for me. It just obliterates mods itself. But yeah, those are my 5 favorite mods. I hope you did enjoy them too. It did take a while to go get all the modded worlds downloaded for this, but I would appreciate a like on the video. It helps out the channel a lot. And of course, sharing the video helps other people directly see the video. And of course, the more people that see it, the more kind of a message it sends. The mods are a cool thing people want to see, and that's always a good message to send. So finally, subscribe if you are new around here. I do a bunch of cool Minecraft console videos, including a top 5 every single week, or most weeks anyway, and a bunch of other cool Minecraft console videos that if you play that, I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.